A brief message from your friendly neighborhood editing Jordan. We tend to try to keep things pretty PG-13 around here, but this is an improv podcast. So, who knows what we're going to say. Sometimes we throw in some swearing, some sexual content, and some violence. So, as a general warning, viewer discretion is advised. Also to be noted, the opinions stated about a certain tabletop role-playing game are just that, our opinions. We love the game and we like talking about it. So, any criticisms are really just all in good fun. That being said, wizards, please hire us. All right, with that out of the way, let's get on with the show.
A shimmelode shimini. You know?
As seen in the hit blockbuster Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yes.
Such a good movie.
I said in Simlish the dance he did at the beginning.
Go up Wolven they read.
Well, Olin they dead. Necromancer moment. Hashtag just necromancer things. It's D&D, guys.
The joke is nobody's making necromancer jokes because nobody plays necromancer.
Remember last week when I said we were done?
Yeah.
I lied to your face. It's
really
not
upset.
over.
Did you lie or did you just not know? Were you simply ignorant?
Because one is worse. Lie intends that there was malicious intent behind it.
I think I was being like willfully ignorant.
Yeah.
Like I did in fact know, but my brain was like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't want to know that.
Exactly.
It's
Okay.
not there.
I got you.
So yeah. But yeah, we still got backgrounds and origins to go over.
This will never be over. This is what we're doing for the rest of our lives.
It feels like it, doesn't it?
2024 is the year Nat One Podcast becomes a D&D podcast. Apparently, we've been going at it for like what, a month and a half now,
Yeah.
nonstop.
Like that, yeah.
And we missed a week, so that drew it out even longer.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. Honestly, I haven't looked at this. Most of the other ones we've covered, I looked at in advance. I haven't looked at this one in advance at all, but I recall them discussing it in the UA. I'm not totally against this. Now, this is the part where Dylan in the comments goes like, I hate this, it's different, you know, he Wizards does nothing wrong or does this wrong, I don't know.
And then we talk to him
Dylan
and
has
he
to
says,
be the opposite
"No."
opinion of whatever we believe
Yeah.
in these.
About these
That's-
changes. Yes.
Yes.
But I think that they're fine. I think they're an interesting new way for D&D. I'm not horribly against them, but let's jump into it and see if the execution is as I remember it, huh?
I haven't looked at it at all.
Okay.
You got to see an execution?
Hey everybody, welcome to the Nat One Podcast, aka Nope, because nope, you're not gonna want to hear what we're about to have to say. I'm Pertuset.
I'm Levi.
And I'm Jordan.
Where?
Mansfield. So let's see. I don't know. Jordan, do you want to take any part
Who
of this?
out of all of us has had a background before?
I
Oh,
haven't.
I don't know.
My background was faceless one, or
Have
I
any of us
changed my
ever
background.
have any of us ever used the background skill thing before?
I tried. It was not very helpful. And then I changed my background halfway through the campaign because nobody thought my background made sense.
I definitely didn't use it. I didn't use it as Victor, and I have yet to use it as Caiaphas. I don't think I will. I may. I saw it earlier today because I was writing down the notes, and I saw it, and I was like, oh yeah, I should use that. And then I was like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think I've used Rens either.
The only opportunity I ever had to use my characters didn't matter because we were given free lodging anyways. Zamda was an acolyte and you can get free lodging at religious places, and we went to the one religious place and we got free lodging
Just give
anyways
free lodging.
without me having to use it, so it was just completely redundant.
Oops.
Exactly.
It's not like I was like gunning for it. I wasn't like, oh, I'm so excited to use it, but like if I would have realized in the moment, it wouldn't have mattered.
Which this perfectly highlights why backgrounds in 5e are pretty trash.
Mm-hmm.
Other than you getting skill proficiencies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean,
Okay, where am I starting? Parts of a background?
wherever you want. I mean, there's like some flavor text above it. I don't know if it matters.
I'm
Please
scared of the
don't read
wizard's
the
flavor
flavor
text. I'm
text.
not reading the flavor text.
Okay, go for it then.
But it's so
Let's
good.
talk about what each of these different parts of your new background mean and what you'll do with them during character creation. We'll use the Wayfarer background as an example since it's a brand new background introduced in the 2024 Player's Handbook.
Wow.
Right off the bat, the Wayfarer shares some DNA with the Urchin background from 2014, but represents a larger swath of characters who have fallen through the cracks of urban society. It could be an artful dodger, but it could also be a Fagin. Okay.
Not a Fagin. It could also be Fagin.
Who else
Okay, but-
be Fagin?
What? That's an awful.
Okay, but you said that. Yeah, that's not. Never mind. Okay.
I had to look up what a wayfarer was. A person who travels on foot. Yeah, synonym for urchin for sure. Big time.
Hey,
Anyway.
urchins travel on foot.
I
Oh
don't
my
think
god, guys!
have
They
to.
mentioned the D&D movie.
I love that film. Okay, keep going.
Edgin's backstory in Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves has shades of the Wayfarer once he leaves the Harpers, and Maul and her gang of tiefling kids in Baldur's Gate 3 certainly fit the bill. Okay, so they're
didn't get
using
that far.
references.
Who
They're
up Eggin
trying
right
to
now?
make this good.
They
Okay,
do love
not
being like,
passing
you love this
judgment.
thing. You love
Yes.
this thing.
Not passing judgment, just okay.
Well, the things
Um,
that they're referencing are good things. It
They
just feels
are.
kind of stupid
It's
that
a
they're
classic
referencing them.
psychology trick. It's
Yeah.
a marketing trick. They're like, you like this thing, and we're mentioning it, so you like the new thing too.
Because
Mhm.
also neither of those are good representations
Association
of what
bias.
D&D actually is
I
my
know.
problem. Like you're mentioning Oliver Twist, the Dungeons and Dragons movie, and Baldur's Gate. These are not.
Baldur's
Yeah.
Gate 3 was a pretty decent representation, I thought, but
I feel like both of them encapsulate what D&D ought to be, not
Mm.
what it is.
true,
Yeah.
true. It's better. We want D&D to be that.
Yes, exactly. It's the ought, not the is.
Yes. Okay,
Anyway.
ability scores. Each background has a list of 3 ability scores you can choose from. You can increase one by 2 and another one by 1, or you can do the all 3 by 1. Wayfarer offers you dexterity, wisdom, and charisma.
Okay, pause.
I think this is stupid.
This is the biggest change because they've
That's
taken ability
From
scores
racial
from
features, yeah.
from species.
I
Species.
I think that this is a step back from what we had from Tasha's, and I think it is very stupid that they are pigeonholing you into using specific backgrounds with specific classes. I
Yes.
think that that's really dumb.
I'm okay with it.
I can see both the goods and the bads of it. I completely understand where Terran's coming from. Because yes, I don't think they should pigeonhole people. That's a big part of the game, is being able to be creative. But at the same time, I can understand like sometimes being creative doesn't work. So like you probably shouldn't have I don't know what it's like. Probably shouldn't have like a scribe rogue or something like that.
Mhm.
So you're probably not going to have dex as a scribe skill. Now, if you're pretty good at character writing, you could probably make up a way that there is a scribe who becomes a rogue. But for the most part, you wouldn't expect something like that, right? So I can see where they're going from it in that direction of like people with certain backgrounds will have more of a tendency to fit into certain classes. Now that is also just pigeonholing, but I think it's not illogical pigeonholing.
My
is what I'm
argument
trying to
against
get
the
at.
idea of pigeonholing is that is implying that you're power gaming a little bit.
Mm,
You can perfectly choose a what would you call, supplemental background.
Yeah, true.
And just not get stats that your class needs.
Yep.
And, role play. But
Yep. But also, if
that's
they're
up to
doing
you.
something like this where each one gives you 3 to choose from, that's half of the ability scores. More than likely, you are going to be
Yeah.
able to grab one
One
that's
of 'em.
beneficial to you in some way.
Unless you're trying not to.
It might not be like the best thing you could possibly get. Like, say you're a wayfarer who's a paladin. Well, obviously, you're going to probably want to shoot for charisma because maybe you're a melee paladin, so you'd rather have strength. But also charisma is a skill that you would like to have, ability score you would like to have anyways. So you still get that option from being a wayfarer.
Yeah. And I like the step away from the implication of the species stats, which I know Tasha's already took care of. But at the same time, Tasha's I felt was a step too far, because then it was like, nothing matters. You can do whatever you want. You get these skill points, like you get the +2 or +1 from anything. It doesn't matter. It says it's from your race, but nope, not really, because it's anything you want. I like this now because it's like there's a pool, because there's a reasonable expectation of what you could have done in your past, regardless of your species.
There's a pool?
Okay.
There is.
Hear me out. I have a little bit of a same take, but also different take. I don't mind that it's not part of the species traits anymore because of what you just said, but I also don't think it belongs here. Why is this not a level 1 character building like class feature?
True.
Like if you're wanting to limit which ones people can take, why is that not part of, like, it feels like it makes a little bit more sense to have that skill progression happen when you pick your class as opposed to with your background. Because I agree with Taryn, I do think it is a little bit limiting with like picking and choosing which ones go with which ones. And I understand the argument for not everything has to be power gaming, but like if you have a specific character idea in mind and something, like you don't necessarily want to have your ability scores messed up because you wanted to go outside the lines a little bit. I feel like that's the happy medium. Well, yeah. But I feel like that's the happy medium, is to put that as a level 1 character creation feature for when you pick your class, as opposed to putting that as a background.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see that one. I remember when we went back and discussed backgrounds in 5e a while ago, our biggest thing is these are so useless. Why aren't they just part of the class?
Yeah.
And I think that's really the problem that they're running into with it is, like Jordan said, that probably would make more sense to just put it at level 1 in the class. But then it's like, why do we still have backgrounds then? What's the point of having the background? Why don't we just bake a lot of these things into the classes? So then what I think Wizards is trying to go for is they're like, we gotta make it useful somehow to keep the background around.
Well, but I don't think that there were backgrounds pre-5th edition.
There weren't. For some reason, they want them now, and that just seems to be the direction they've taken.
They are all about them. I can tell you one reason why they wouldn't have it at level 1, but I can also tell you a fix. They wouldn't want it at level 1 because multi-classing.
But
True.
You could just take it out of multi-class.
Well, yeah, there's all kinds of
though.
first level
Like
stuff that you
spell-saving
can't
throws,
get. Yeah.
proficiencies, yeah. That was going to be the fix I was going to mention.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't know, because we talked about that before as well, as we were like, everybody just comes up with their own backstories for their characters, and the backgrounds don't even always align with that because there is a limited amount of backgrounds. Like,
my background is homebrewed for the one that we're playing right now.
Yeah,
it's
like
reflavored from the noble ability, I think.
Even for the character I'm playing now, I thought for sure there would have been a simple servant or slave background. There is not.
Nope.
So we had to homebrew one.
Well, that's because we can't have bad things in the fantasy world, Pertuset.
I know. I've been told. That's why we call them species now. Even for Victor, I don't know what you would have said for his background, because his was especially pretty unique, I would say. I don't know if
crazy.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I feel like the entire concept of backgrounds in general, which Tasha's did actually fix this a little bit with choosing your own origin stuff, was that it limits your ability to RP because you're forced to take these things. It's part of character creation, and I think that it's kind of limiting.
The where backgrounds came from is partially split because whenever you used to build a character prior editions, you had a certain number of skill points that you could dump into certain things, and that would go along with your skill proficiencies and all of that stuff, and that would help balance out like your scores for things. When they got rid of the skill points, they had to find a way for people to still be able to get the proficiencies for their characters that they were wanting, because there were some that were class inherent that you could pick and choose from your class, but there were no more skill points to just dump into things here and there. So they had to find a way to even it out so people could still get proficiency in certain things without having that feature of having to calculate how many points you have and figure out all the math, and just kind of streamlining that process.
But
Yeah.
also they have the solution to this in the customized origin stuff from Tasha's. Just let people pick what they want.
See, I'm still not fully
I-
for that because that makes it so where it's so customizable that nothing matters. You don't even need a background because you just have customizable stuff.
But that's exactly my point, though. Is
But
it
then you don't have a
shouldn't matter.
backstory.
But you
Let's
I'm
write your
just
own
RP,
backstory.
write your own backstory and RP it. That's
But
the point of a
imagine this.
role-playing game.
Imagine my background is fisherman, but because I chose Tasha's custom stuff, I don't have proficiency in fishing tools. I chose dragon chess instead.
Well, that's what we're
Greatest
saying is that just the
fisherman.
entire thing is.
The
It's-
greatest
it's-
background fisherman.
It
Actually,
is.
it is actually like one of the
It is.
best
It was
Really
backgrounds.
good.
noticed. And it's probably not here anymore.
Probably not.
Because it was from
Continuing
Ghosts of
down the
Salt
list,
Marsh.
though, because we're only on number 1, guys.
Yeah,
True.
we haven't even touched the actual backgrounds.
Origin feat. Each background has a specific origin feat that best represents a talent your character developed while living this portion of their life. The Wayfarer background grants you lucky. So that is
Why?
like what used to happen in 3, because you used to be able to take a feat at level 1
Well-
for prior character building editions.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, why does Wayfarer get lucky?
Because they walk on their
That I
feet.
couldn't tell
Because
you.
they walk on their
Aaron.
feet, Taryn.
It's all about the
They're
toes.
very lucky feet.
No,
Give them mobile.
nope.
No,
You're
their feet
you're
are
stupid.
sore.
You
Their
don't
legs
make
are
sense.
sore.
God.
I do like this.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no,
I
this is
like
a
the
great
introduction
feature.
of
Yeah.
getting feats back in. I
I
like
think
that.
it makes
no,
more
that's
sense
great.
than the ability scores thing to be like, yeah, your background, what you've been doing before you became an
Yes.
adventurer, supposedly has given you a certain set of skills,
Yes.
such as a
Yeah, that
feat.
100% makes sense.
I think this was
Yeah.
a change that needed to come back from the I think it's 3 and 3.5, where you would get a
Mhm.
feat inherent. I think Pathfinder also does that.
And remember,
well,
humans get
Pathfinder's
an
just based around
additional
feats,
origin
but-
feat.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which it just makes perfect sense to do
Humans
this.
get 4 feet.
And I'm assuming that because they're origin feats, that means you can't like pick one when you get a normal ASI. Like
Yeah, no,
Because
I'm
lucky-
assuming that they're being separated out of all feats by being called origin feats.
I hope so. I kind of like the exclusivity because you're
Mhm.
stuck with it and you can't get the other one.
Editor's note. You know what they say about assuming.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you could begin encroaching on each other. Like imagine you take a very specific background for a certain reason. You're like, I want this feat, or I'm going to use it. It's part of my character story. And then you hit level 4, and somebody else in the party is like, oh yeah, I have that now too.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
didn't do
imagine-
anything in roleplay to do it, but I have it.
Yeah, imagine if you pick something and then you get a totally separate thing from something else in this game, almost like a separate spell list or something from another class or something.
We already touched on that. There's a whole video about that the people can go watch if they want to. We're talking about backgrounds
It's a
today.
different thing.
It does seem like that the person that would commit that heresy would also commit the other one I teed up.
Mhm,
But anyway.
mhm, mhm.
Continuing on. So overall, that one's not bad. We're
Yeah,
in
no, that one-
agreement.
that one's
That one's okay. Skill proficiencies. Your background grants you proficiency in 2 specified skills. For the Wayfarer, you gain proficiency in insight and stealth.
That's fine. That's how it
Yeah,
was in base
that's-
5.
that's
It's
how
fine.
that works.
I feel like it should be a pool of skills to choose from instead of just pick. You just get these 2, but still,
Yeah.
it's not that egregious.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I believe classes also give you skill proficiencies out of a pool, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
I would just think that they would do the same thing, but again, it's not that big of a deal.
And we're also only looking at Wayfarer. They may have done other ones where you have like a third variable option. I don't know. I may be giving them too much credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Tool proficiencies. You gain proficiency in a specific tool that would have been commonly used in your background. For the Wayfarer, this is thieves' tools.
Wayfarers
Yeah.
are rogues,
They're just
guys. They're
rogues.
They're
rogues.
just urchins. That's what's killing me. Is they're
Yeah,
urchins.
it's just
They
Why
just
did they
changed it
choose to
because
name it?
They
Is urchin
didn't.
harmful?
Yeah, they didn't
I
want
don't know.
urchins to feel called out.
Is we have to call on that the U word?
The
Like,
several urchins who played D&D, they didn't want them to feel called
Is
out
urchin-
They
by.
unionized.
Yeah.
That's a harmful word. We now have to say unurched. Okay. Last one, Jordan.
All right, equipment. This is the equipment your character starts the game with. You can choose to opt out of the starting equipment and start with gold to spend on equipment of your choice. The Wayfarer begins with 2 daggers, a set of thieves' tools, a gaming set of your choice, a bedroll, 2 pouches, and a set of traveler's clothes. I can't read today.
Wait,
And 16 gold pieces. So that it's similar, but it doesn't look like they have the you can take this or this. It's just
Yeah, because
straight
before it was
list
like
now.
squalid, poor, something else,
So-
Well, and
rich.
there were also some backgrounds where you could pick,
Yeah, there
do you
were
want,
different
an
sets of
explorer's
weapons you
pack,
could
or do you
get.
want an
Yeah.
artist pack? Yeah.
And just start with 50 gold. Before, didn't you have to roll their starting gold if you chose to do
Yes.
that?
I
Or-
don't remember.
Gold.
No, I think it was a flat
Yeah.
amount.
No, it was rolled. if I
Was
I
remember
thought you
correctly.
rolled gold, yeah.
Yeah, you did. No, but does that mean that they are taking starting equipment out of classes and giving it to backgrounds? Because yeah, there's the thing in
Looks like it.
5th where it's that
I don't think it may be supplementary because that's also a thing now where you get certain items
yes.
from your background.
but it seems like you're getting more
I didn't
here than you
realize
normally.
Faerun's accounting for inflation. 50 gold or a bunch of stuff and 16 gold. Back in my day, we got a few silver and we said, I'm happy, boss.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
could watch a movie and buy a Coke with that amount of money.
it's crazy.
But this anymore, it won't even buy a popcorn.
Yep.
Anyway, don't want to get too political. Backgrounds.
The
do you wanna
consequences of the
read one?
Lord of Waterdeep's decisions for the economy of the city have been disastrous, frankly.
That's all the descriptions. Who cares? Can we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
we
You
just
not-
do we just want to read down the list of which ones they're keeping for
I
right
was gonna
now?
say, yeah. Do you just want to read the names, and if there's anything we don't know, we can read the description?
We got everyone's favorite Star Wars, The Acolyte.
Ayo.
No, that's canceled.
Thank
It did
God.
get canceled.
Someone else go. I'm.
Oh,
I
I
thought
thought
you
you
were
were
just gonna
just
keep
rapid
going.
fire down
Oh,
the
you want? I
list.
can hit all of
Just-
them.
Yeah,
Sure.
just
Yeah.
read it.
We got. I'm about to make a name for myself here today. Charlatan. We've
Yeah.
got artisan. We've
Mhm.
got criminal. We've got entertainer. We've
Mhm.
got guard. We've got farmer. We've got guide. We've got hermit. We've got noble. We've got merchant. We've got sage. We've got sailor. We've got scribe. We've got soldier. And we've got wayfarer.
It even says in the
Okay, wait, this
description,
is
an
really
urchin or
funny though.
societal
Yeah, the
cast-off.
first thing it says is an urchin.
Yeah, they just changed the flavor text for urchin.
Why? Oh well.
I don't know.
It also killed me that I started to notice that this was almost in alphabetical order, but then there's some things that are just wrong. Because it starts with acolyte, then goes charlatan, then artisan,
Mm.
Yeah.
and then there's also guard, farmer, guide,
Yep.
and then there's noble, merchant, sage.
Yep.
They
But
remixed the
otherwise-
alphabet. They were on a roll
This
of
is the
changing
Faerunian
things.
alphabet, Pertuset.
It was
Oh
it's
my
it's almost exactly alphabetical order except for a few things. Why did they do that? Okay, whatever. That's
shut up.
nitpicky.
So the next thing in there is
Mm-hmm.
using old backgrounds at character creations.
Yeah.
When using an older background, simply select the ability scores that you want your 3 total points to be added to. And you also just get to choose an origin feat. So it's just objectively better to not use the new backgrounds.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Oh my god.
Wizards, at least double down on your decisions, man. Don't softball us and be like, but you can
You know
actually just
what?
still do the things that came before it.
Even though
Levi,
you're saying that we can't because you're going to change all of the in-game content, but never mind.
I really think the only way my character can truly come to life is if I have the urchin background.
What?
So true.
I couldn't live with myself with anything else.
This is a hard and fast boundary.
Oh, hey,
This is
Pertuset,
one
I
of
think
my
we're going to get
lines.
an answer. We're going to get an answer to the origin thing.
Yeah.
If we continue reading and move on from this.
Okay. What do we have?
I don't know, read
Origin
it.
feats. There are different types of feats in the 2024 Player's Handbook. Origin, General, Fighting Style, and Epic Boons. So they are in a separate category.
Okay.
General feats become available at level 4. and carry other prerequisites, such as certain ability scores. Fighting style feats are bestowed by features in your class. So it's just fighting styles, but they've made them into feats for some reason.
Yep.
And epic boons are available to be chosen by characters at level 19. Origin feats are similar to the features each background got in the 2014 Player's Handbook, but with mechanics that give them more utility in your adventurer's day-to-day life. They represent the talents your character's background will likely have led them to develop, but don't offer boosts to ability scores like some general feats do. These are designed to be abilities that brand new adventurers might possess versus skills that more veteran heroes might have gained on the road.
Okay.
Okay.
I will read this upcoming part. Sure, yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, it tells us the origin feats, but it doesn't say who gets what, and there are fewer origin feats than there are backgrounds, so some backgrounds have to share them. I would think. Maybe. So we got alert. Everybody's favorite alert is back, but instead of just adding +5 to initiative and can't be surprised, it is now add proficiency bonus when you roll initiative, and you can swap initiative with a willing ally.
That's cool.
Very interesting.
Not a
Very.
bad
really
level 1
cool.
feature.
I think it scales better. I miss the can't be surprised, but I think they've pretty much killed surprise as a mechanic. In
I feel like you could
5e24.
also just like homebrew say, yeah, no, you can't be surprised.
Yes, but I hate the homebrew argument.
I know, I do too.
D&D Wizards of the Coast scabs they love that argument. You can simply homebrew it. Anyway, crafter.
MFers, when they simply homebrew an entire new game, it is called
Yes.
Pathfinder.
I just homebrewed. You can gain proficiency with 3 different sets of artisans tools. Gain a 20% discount on non-magical items. Can craft an item from a fast crafting table, which lasts until you finish another long rest.
Oh, we play in Minecraft.
Yeah. Artificer's eating good, except the class isn't in the game. I don't
Yeah,
know.
this was what they did to Artificer.
They turned it into
Yeah.
a feat.
Yep. Sorry, Dylan.
I
Also,
noticed
that
they
applies to armor as well, which is interesting.
True. They did add a whole bunch of brand new crafting rules. All it took them was 10 years and a brand new edition. They finally added crafting rules. Which I was gonna see if we had time we would look at, but I don't know if we will. At least today. Healer is the next origin feat. When you utilize a healer's kit as an action, a creature can expend one of its hit point dice to heal. Your proficiency bonus is added to the roll. When you roll to determine hit points when healing with this feature or a spell, you can reroll the dice if it rolls a 1. You must use the new roll. That's fine. I still don't think it's worth taking.
Yeah.
I like the being able to reroll a die for healing.
Yeah, the fact that you have to use the new roll even if it's a 1. And like most healing spells, I don't know if you care so much about the dice roll as much as you care about the plus to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's the plus to it, and they might have changed it, but
Yeah.
the majority of use for healing spells in 5th is just keeping people above 0. The number doesn't
Exactly.
really matter.
Yeah, I don't know what they want to do to make healing good, but we've talked about that extensively.
Yeah.
Lucky. After finishing a long rest, you have a number of luck points equal to your proficiency bonus, also different. You can
Not just
expend
flat.
1. Yeah. When you make a d20 test, to give yourself advantage. It explicitly
They
now
changed
says
the
advantage.
wording.
I'm glad for it because I freaking hated taking 5 minutes to be like, no, that's not how it works. You
Yeah.
can also expend 1 to impose disadvantage when a creature rolls a d20 to make an attack roll against you, specifically an
Okay.
attack roll.
Yeah, which
Sure.
that means
Not
that you
bad.
can now use Lucky to guarantee sneak attacks too, which is interesting.
Actually true, yes.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to that because that
No.
kind of makes sense to be lucky to get sneak attacks. Although you can only do it from 2 to 6 times.
And only once per turn.
But that's more than you could with the original feat because it was just a flat 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
Next is
Yeah,
Magic Initiate. What, Taryn?
I was just gonna say I think that's a buff overall, and I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just happy about the clarification more than anything else. But okay. Magic Initiate. I don't know anybody that takes this, but if you do, get ready, everybody. Get your popcorn ready. Are you ready? I don't want you to get too excited. Magic Initiate's here. You gain 2 cantrips and 1 level 1 spell from the Cleric, Druid, or Wizard spell list, and can replace them. Yeah, I know. Contain yourself. I know. You can replace them with another spell of the same level from the same list when you gain a level. Wow. You choose Wisdom, Intelligence, or Charisma as your spellcasting modifier for these spells when you take this feat. You can cast these spells once per long rest without spending a spell slot, and can cast them again using spell slots. This feat can be taken more than once, but you must choose a different spell list each time. Spell list. So you can only take it 3 times maximum.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know who this is for still.
Bard.
Orson.
What did you say?
Oh, look, musician.
Musician? You gain proficiency with 3 musical instruments of your choice. At the end of a short or long rest, you may play the instrument and grant heroic inspiration to a number of allies equal to your proficiency bonus.
I love Bard.
I was gonna say that's
Yeah.
Bard, and they've returned Song of Rest. Welcome, welcome back to the world, Song of Rest.
Close enough.
Died 2024, reborn 2024. Musician feat. Okay.
Oh.
Savage Attacker. Wow, this made it into Origin feat. Once per turn, when you hit a target with a weapon attack, you can roll the weapon damage dice twice and use either roll against the target. That's probably the worst thing I've ever seen. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna use my feet.
I was hoping that was gonna say you could roll the damage die twice and then add it. Like that would have been cool.
Okay, DM. I'm going to hit with my dagger, and I'm going to use my Savage Attacker feat. On my first roll, I got a 2, and on my second, I got a 3.
Hey, damage is damage.
I'm gonna get you. Skilled! You gain proficiency in any combination of 3 skills or tools of your choice. Strange way to say it, but sure. You can take this feat more than once. Why ever would you when you're just playing a bard?
Obviously.
Yeah. Tavern Brawler.
Tavern Brawler.
Hey, wait a minute. This is an origin feat. Why can you take it more than once? Same for Magic Initiate. I didn't question that earlier.
Maybe they put it on both lists and it like counts for both.
It's the thing I talked about earlier. Oh yeah, I can do that now too. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter that much for those things, but still.
Well, I think some of them are probably only on the origin list, but others might be on both lists.
Mm.
It doesn't matter so much for you get skills or you get spells, but okay, well,
you
whatever.
can take lucky every time you get an ASI.
Yeah, it does nothing, but anyway.
It stacks.
Tavern Brawler. When you hit with an unarmed strike and deal damage, you can deal 1d4 plus your strength modifier. If the damage dice for your unarmed strike roll is a 1, you can reroll it and must use the new roll. You have proficiency with improvised weapons. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an unarmed strike as part of the attack action, in addition to dealing damage, you can push the target 5 feet away from you. Still not very good.
But you don't get the con bonus from it now, so it doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters at all anyway. If you want the con bonus, you can take Resilient. Resilience is a good one.
I liked it for a flavor thing, and I liked that it came with an ability score increase. Ren, it almost ended up on my level plan for them, but I ended up changing it for mobile.
Wizards are afraid of making things good.
Yeah.
Unless it's Bard.
We know this.
Tough. When you first gain this origin feat, your hit point maximum increases by twice your character level. Thereafter, your hit point maximum increases by 2 each time you level up.
It's just the same.
Second verse, same as the first.
Yep.
Okay. I wonder who gets that one. Farmer. It is nice now to see though that it is an origin feat. So presumably only farmers can get this.
And Pertuset. I'm gonna read you the next paragraph.
I'm gonna kill you. I already see the name of it.
You automatically gain 1 specific origin feat as part of your background, but you can add more to your repertoire in other ways.
Oh, really?
For example, if you play a human character, one of your species features is to gain an extra origin feat of your choice.
That's fine.
You can also select an origin feat if you choose when you reach a class level that allows you to pick a new feat.
Why?
So then why call them
Why?
origin
Yeah, what's
feats?
the point
matter.
of distincting?
Nothing matters.
It's literally pointless.
Nothing matters.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of distinguishing betwing feats?
This is the world Tasha's wants you to live in.
Also, even what is the point of backgrounds anymore?
Yeah.
It really could just be a nebulous buffet where it's like pick skills, pick language, pick
That's just
which is what it used to be,
Go
and
big
that
game.
wasn't bad.
it's really funny to me that just both of the big tables that have everything laid out at the very bottom have a small little paragraph that's like, and also here's why none of
Nothing
this matters at all.
Yeah. Okay, Wizards. I understand you were too scared of change when it came to the backgrounds. You said we don't want to mess it up too much. We don't want to get those backgrounds fans riled up. So let's leave it as is.
Yeah, that's the end of the article.
Oh my god, guys! Further down, they made a Lord of the Rings reference.
Yeah, literally, the rest of it is just a tutorial on
How to use it.
how to use.
Well,
a
you know what we
background.
always have to do? Let's go all the way to the bottom to the comments. Let's see what the people
Yup.
are saying.
Excellent.
Excellent.
The everything that they had listed out in this article was useless.
Yeah, it's not that it's necessarily bad. It's just that it literally does nothing. It is a completely
it just exists.
inconsequential feature that they have put into the game that can be completely subverted and gone around with no consequences or necessity for it to exist. Noise says, oh no.
Is that true? I gotta read something.
I rather like this setup with the backgrounds and building a bit more
That's
into
just
them.
a lie. Don't mess with D&D fans. We don't know how to read. Where
That
is
sign
it?
can't stop me.
There's a comment that says, "Nah, Savage Attacker works for Eldritch Blast now. Pew pew."
It says
just
weapon
doesn't.
attack.
It says weapon
It
attack.
says
Eldritch
weapon
Blast
attack.
is not.
Guys,
So
we play the
that's
words and math
D&D.
game. We have to have a higher level of reading comprehension.
Wood
Oh,
stomp. You'll
please.
get there.
oh, he
one
made
day.
2 comments.
Oh, he did.
The one underneath that is also the same. It's from him.
Since it functions for any attack, weapon, or spell, no,
It
it doesn't.
doesn't.
You are operating under a severe misunderstanding. It does, however, in fact, benefit the rogue tremendously. You are right on that.
They need it. Leave them
Man
alone.
just did not read.
Or even casters with things like disintegrate. Nope.
No.
Nope. Sorry. Anything else funny?
I wonder if the lists of non-magical items have discounted prices on them. Multiplying prices by 0.8 all the time must be a pain.
What? Just okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that had to do with anything.
Bro, Da Beef 2112 corrected Hood Stomp and said it says when you hit with an attack, so it wouldn't work on spells like Disintegrate. And then Hood Stomp's like, I keep forgetting about the specifics on that one. Still wrong, both of you. It does not say
it's
on
wrong.
an attack.
I'm also laughing at the username because that's technically a Rush reference. And it's just that looking at that username is making my eyes bleed.
Alert is now very good for assassins. It makes assassins viable.
I mean, it was still
Savage
pretty good for
Attacker
assassins.
seems busted.
It was, but now if someone has it and they like, it doubles the chance of the assassin getting first in initiative, because if someone else has it who's not the assassin, they can like make an agreement to always swap out.
You know what would happen is the players would be like, I don't think I will. The wizard being like, I really, really want to cast Fireball. I cannot wait.
What is this voice you've created?
This is his hypothetical
Oh.
D&D player.
This is myfellowplayers.mp3.
Oh man. Well,
Yep.
that's Origins
That was
and
something.
backgrounds, guys.
What a pointless article.
Yeah, not really bad insofar as, like Taryn just said, pointless.
You just made yourself redundant, is my
Yeah.
thing. What?
Days, again, paycheck thief moment. How many hours, how many man hours were dedicated to all of that? To the changes and then to the post?
One of
I gotta
these
know.
days, Wizards of the Coast is gonna discover us and like try to sue us into the ground for libel.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
We're-
get a defamation
What
lawsuit.
libel? It's
Yeah,
all
no,
out
you're
there.
right. You're
It's
right.
all
It's
there.
it's
We're
true.
not lying.
No, legally
true.
we're in the clear. Defamation.
But that
maybe.
doesn't stop. That doesn't stop
the-
him.
I don't even think
The
it's
only-
defamation.
They
The
sent
only thing
Pinkertons
that
to someone's house. That's not going to stop them.
Dude,
They're not
send
gonna
the
take legal
Pinkertons
action.
to me, and somebody's going back pregnant. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed the episode you just listened to. If you really like our content, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on YouTube, and look for us on Spotify. If you'd like to see us continuing to do more fun projects in the future, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can find our page linked in the description above all of our other social media links. And finally, if you'd like to keep up with the zany shenanigans of our lives and check out some more skit-based content and things like that, check us out on Twitter and TikTok, links in the description. And hey, thanks.